Welcome to Photo Finds. I am your host Kevin, and this week we're going to get started at Universal Studios Florida, where I'm showing you a picture of the Transformers building, looming up fairly large now. We're next to the Shrek building. Let's take a closer look around the other side, and you'll see that it's several stories tall. They've got some air conditioning duct work, and they're beginning to install, you can't see from this angle, one of the theater walls in the back in the corner there. Going around from there over to the former Amity area, you can see the walkway through the next to the sea wall here that was newly constructed, and the unannounced project in the background, of course, that's the Harry Potter building, and it's quite massive indeed. It goes all the way back into the corner here, and they've started to put walls up on it now. Apparently there are some views from the park in which you can see a coaster track inside, although I've not seen that yet myself. This isn't all that new this week, but it was a few weeks ago. The Blue Man Group sign has changed around the outside of the building, although nothing is been announced about the Blue Man Group since that somewhat recent, I guess about 2 or 3 months ago, when they changed their show, their finale around a little bit. Now, we've made the switch here to Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is the animation courtyard, and the show Drawn to Animation has a new sign, as you can see it here. This has been the back next to the animator desks, where someone's working at a desk. Actually, it's not something I see every week. And this is what used to be the entrance to the animation theater. It's now the exit. They're having you go in through the front entrance here and then just disperse wherever you want to in the courtyard. So the animation theater and the Mushu show is just one of several things you could see in the area. Now, this caught my eye also in those back offices. Orlando and Burbank, of course, have different time zones. Emeryville does not. It's exactly the same as Burbank. I assume this clock was once Paris, because that was where Disney also had animation studios operations set up, and don't anymore. Now, we're mainly here at DHS because we want to see The Legend of Captain Jack Sparrow, which opened about a week ago, and you can see that the sign has got some 3D effects that leap off to the side there, and it's got a somewhat healthy wait time at the moment. For a walkthrough, 45 minutes, pretty extreme, although it didn't really take that long when we went there. Also, there's a little bit of a beach in the corner here where previously there was a sign about Mickey Avenue. Now, in the queue, you'll notice that there are some monitors here, although they weren't playing anything when we went through, even though the attraction is officially opened. Now, the first room of the attraction features this familiar skull, talking skull, and the swords, like you might see at Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride, before going down any of those drops. Now, this is animated by projection. The mouth will move by projection. And then we go in through these large doors. It's very similar to what we saw when we went in through the Narnia exhibit. Now, once inside, you will see further projections, both along the top, the very large back projection wall or screen you see there, as well as on the rocks themselves. So you see here some skeletons moving around on the rocks, and as we move around, you'll see a few others of those. But first, we're going to have a look at the skeleton reappearing sometimes here on the sail and sometimes on that back wall. Once again, he talks to us. He lets us know that we're banishing these skeletons, let's say. By the way, this is an example of all of the clutter you can see scattered around the cave room that we're in. It's kind of the treasure room that we're here to observe and potentially become pirates ourselves. We're asked, do you want to become a pirate? Take the pirate pledge. A lot of arm raising and trying to get us involved. And it progresses from there to the attack of the Kraken, and we're told to kind of huff and puff and blow along. Felt a little bit like Dora the Explorer, actually, a couple of times. And then the mermaids come and sing to us, and we're told to not listen to it. And then finally Captain Jack appears here with the red head, as you can see, the person decorated, dressed up like she's from the ride. And then the skull kind of interacts with Captain Jack a little bit. And then we are attacked by Davy Jones and his ship, and Captain Jack fights him back and then talks to the skeleton a little bit more. There's a lot of humor involved with this exchange. In fact, I don't want to spoil any of the surprises for you, give you spoilers, but many of the jokes are very good, and I think that made the experience worthwhile in and of itself. This is the exit hallway. As you see, a little plane. I don't know if they're planning to do anything else to that. Now, at the conclusion to the tram tour, the backlot tram tour, the AFI showcase, American Film Institute showcase, has undergone a pretty radical transformation, and they're not all the way done. There's still some more exhibits yet to come. You can see in some of the blank spots here. Gone are the Alien, the Vader costume, all of those things. It's about costumes again now. When you see it that there's a lot of space still for more exhibits, and some props as well. And so, I didn't take pictures of all of the what they all wore. This was the dress from Gone with the Wind, for instance, and a few more famous movie costumes. This one I thought might be interesting to show people. These are sketches and a life belt, or life vest. They call it a life belt in the movie Titanic, as well as a couple of other props from that same movie, and nearby is a big lifeboat as well from Titanic. Someone pointed out to me recently that Jim Henson's name used to be atop this Muppet Vision sign in signature format, so they've changed that sign somewhat recently. Going inside Pizza Planet, you'll notice something a little different here on the bottom floor. Fewer arcade machines and more tables. So they've kind of taken to heart the fact that this place gets busy, especially when it's raining outside or it's too humid outside, and they needed more space for eating. So it's less about arcade now and more of a pizza restaurant, which is probably a good idea. Also, not something I'd seen myself, but the people I with pointed out to me that this submerged rat here with the trident, there used to be a lot of them scattered throughout this pond, this fountain, but none of them are there now except for just this very last one. So perhaps this is the sort of thing they continue tinkering with as they continue to evolve the park. That does it for this week. We are sliding our way towards December and therefore Christmas. Keep us in mind. Our Epcot book is new this year, and if not, we will catch you as always next time. Thanks for watching.